So you're ready to start a buy-to-let portfolio. Getting set up correctly can make or break your success. Today, I'll share the 3 crucial steps to take before you invest a single pound and why we see so many new investors start looking for property investments before they are actually ready. Hi, I'm Tom from Source Investments, with over a decade of experience helping investors from newcomers to established landlords build property portfolios. I've gained a strong understanding of what a successful buy-to-let portfolio looks like. Here's what I see time and time again. New investors diving straight into property deals, trying to decide if they're good investments without first considering the basics. If you don't have a clear picture of your end goal, what you want your property investment to achieve, how can you know what to buy, the right tax structure, the amount of capital to invest, or how much financing to take on? Property is a fantastic, stable investment you can hold for decades, but only if you set it up correctly from the start. Taking an extra week or 2 now to establish a solid foundation is just a no-brainer. Let's start with one of the biggest decisions in setting up your buy-to-let portfolio. Should you buy through a limited company or in your personal name? This choice can significantly impact your tax obligations, so it's essential to get it right from the start. Getting straight into the basic rule of thumb, if you're a basic rate taxpayer, you will typically be better suited to buying in your personal name. And if you're a higher rate taxpayer and looking to build a portfolio of properties over time, then you will likely be better suited to buying through a limited company. Everyone's situation is unique, however, so it's best to speak with a tax advisor. We partner with a specialist landlord tax advisor who offers a free initial discovery call to help you figure out what's the best option for you. Get in touch with us to set that up, and just for transparency, we don't get anything for that introduction. If buying through a limited company is recommended for you, don't worry, it's not a complicated process. You can set up a property-specific limited company in a day, and getting mortgage lending through that company can also be applied for straight away. There are a few specific details to be aware of. First, mortgage lenders require the company to have the correct SIC codes, which are standard codes that describe the company's main business activities. For property investment, you'll need SIC codes that specifically cover buying and renting property to show lenders that the company is set up solely for property investment. Additionally, owning property through a limited company means you'll need to submit a set of annual accounts each year, as required for any business. My advice, get your accountant to set it up and run the accounts for you. Whilst your portfolio is just starting out, it shouldn't be expensive, and we have specialist landlord accountants we can advise you to speak to if needed. Now let's talk about the role of finance in building a buy-to-let portfolio. If you're buying through a limited company, it's important to know that while these days there are plenty of limited company buy-to-let lenders, they will come at slightly higher interest rates than personal mortgages. That said, the tax benefits for higher rate taxpayers will far outweigh these costs over the long term as you build out a portfolio of 3 or more properties. For buy-to-let mortgages, lenders are primarily focused on the property itself and the rental income it can generate relative to the loan amount, rather than on you as the applicant. Unlike in residential mortgages, where your personal income and affordability are the key factors in how much they will lend to you. My advice here is to just get a mortgage broker to run a decision in principle with you on an example property to ensure you're ready when it comes to jumping on an opportunity. Again, we have a panel of mortgage brokers we have used for years who specialize in buy-to-let finance, so please message us for details and the link will be in the description. Another common question I get is whether to choose an interest-only or repayment mortgage. For buy-to-let investors, especially those building a portfolio, an interest-only mortgage is usually the way to go. 90% of our clients, myself included, opt for this. The main reason, interest-only keeps your monthly payments lower, freeing up cash flow that can go back into growing your portfolio or handling any unexpected expenses. While paying down the mortgage sounds appealing, the reality is that if you're holding these properties long term, the cash in your account now is far more useful than tying it up in equity. This provides flexibility and makes it easier to scale your investments when you're first building up your portfolio. When building a buy-to-let portfolio, having a clear investment plan is essential. It's what will guide every decision you make and keep you focused on your long-term goals. So let's break down what it looks like in practice. First, define your objectives. Why are you investing in property? Some of the normal common goals include people wanting to create a regular income stream, building a retirement fund, creating a legacy for their family, or simply looking to diversify their overall investment portfolio. Property is also a popular choice for those wanting to protect their wealth against inflation. Knowing your specific objective will help you recognize the right opportunities and avoid investments that don't align with what you're truly trying to achieve. Next, decide on the balance between income and growth. This choice often comes down to your risk preference. Rental yields, they are a measure of the market's perception of risk, with higher yield generally reflecting higher perceived risks. If you're aiming for cash flow, you'll likely focus on higher yielding properties in areas with strong rental demand where returns are higher but may carry slightly more risk. On the other hand, if long-term capital growth is more important, you might look at areas with high appreciation potential. Even if rental yields are lower, knowing which outcome you're aiming for can prevent you from being sidetracked by deals that just don't truly align with your investment goals. Finally, based on your objectives, identify the types of properties that fit your strategy. Are you looking at apartments, for example, in city centres, family homes in commuter towns, or perhaps HMOs for higher yields? In my next video in this series, I'll talk you through how to find the right investments for you. The better you understand the property types and locations that match your goals, the easier it will be to spot the right opportunities when they come up. Without this clarity, you could end up wasting time on deals that don't actually get you closer to your goals. So setting a solid investment plan comes down to a number of key questions. What are your objectives? Are you prioritizing income or growth? And what's your comfort level with risk? And do you know exactly what you're looking for? First, ask yourself, how hands-on do you want to be as a landlord? Some investors prefer managing everything themselves, whilst others choose a property manager to manage it for them. Your level of involvement impacts both your time and the type of management setup you'll need. Think about your availability, location, and how much direct involvement with tenants you're comfortable with. This will help you decide whether to manage personally or delegate to professionals. Self-managing might seem like a way to save money, but it's essential to consider the time cost. From finding tenants and handling maintenance calls to managing renewals and rent collections, it's a significant time commitment. And if you're managing multiple properties or properties far from your location, the time demands only increase. Plus, and crucially, by self-managing, you're likely limiting your ability to diversify. Some of our clients at Source have invested across 10 different UK cities with us, which would almost be impossible to manage alone. Many landlords find that paying for management brings peace of mind and lets them expand their portfolio without added hassle. Finally, let's talk about compliance. The UK property sector has over 170 regulations that landlords must now follow, covering everything from safety standards and tenant rights to energy efficiency. The penalties for non-compliance can be serious, and staying on top of these requirements is essential. Given what we go through at Source to ensure full compliance, I do worry about how self-managed landlords avoid falling below these standards. Our own in-house letting and management team is regulated by Property Mark, which holds us to a higher standard than the legal minimum. We believe this standard is essential for true compliance anyway, but we invest significant time and money every year to manage our clients' portfolios correctly. For us, it's a daily commitment, and I just struggle to see how self-managed landlords are going to be able to keep pace with the changing landscape. Now that you've got a solid foundation in place with a clear plan, the right structure, and an understanding of compliance, the next step is crucial. Choosing the right investments. Knowing what to buy, where to buy, and how each property fits your goals can make all the difference in your portfolio success. In the next video, I'll walk you through exactly what to look for in a buy-to-let investment.